Welcome to Larry the Alchemist, and welcome to another Underground Metal Monday listening party. We could also call this a nod to the old school, as suggested by one of my viewers. This is where I take an obscure underground metal band. We're going to listen to side one of their album. And the band that I've picked out today is a band called Valhalla. And this is a case if you're out there and you want to start getting into collecting underground, obscure metal. There's labels out there that they find these bands that maybe they only released some demos or they had some self-financed releases. They get these recordings and then they reissue them. So this is a 2016 reissue on a label called WYLN. There's very little information about the band. There's on the inner sleeve here, you get some pretty cool pictures and a brief little story about the band, about how they were formed in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They were originally called Armageddon, I believe, and then they moved to Phoenix. They released their own self-titled EP, self-financed EP, in, I think it was 84. It doesn't mention that in here, but I could find almost no information on this band. So they had a self-financed EP that they released around 84. And from what I can gather, the recordings on here are stuff from like 82 to 86 or something like that. So probably the EP and probably maybe some demos or stuff that they recorded. It mentions that the band moved to Phoenix to try to make it. They never made it. And so this is what we have here. We've got David Fayfolt on. Let me put my glasses on. The vocalist, again, the little bit of information I could get about this band. He went on to sing with a band called Hawk, which might be a band I do a video, one of their albums. Here we do a little listening. David Fayfolt, vocals. William Horniak, guitars. Edward Horgan, drums. Joseph Much, bass guitar. John Merkt, keyboards. Recorded at Micromix Studio, Munhall, PA. So again, I guess this is when they were still in Pennsylvania. The copyrights are originally 84 and 82. So I'm guessing this is from their EP and maybe some demos. And this is what you get a lot of times with these labels. You'll get stuff that's just never been released before, and they hunt down, find these bands, they find the recordings, and then they put them out. All right, so let's give it a listen. Let's give a listen here. We're going to listen to side one. I'm going to comment and react as it's going along. The album starts with the song with an intro called "Break of Darkness." I haven't listened to this in ages. I listened to a little bit of the first side, the first song. Really, that's it. And so this is a short little intro, and it's going to go right into Looking for the Light. Okay, so here we go. Side one, Valhalla, Break of Darkness. Okay, very 80s sounding, almost video game like. Pretty lo-fi. I'm guessing they didn't have a huge budget for this recording, but it's still cool. I like this kind of thing. Very analog. It's called modular synth. You know, probably holding up, turning. When you see the keyboards with all the knobs on them and stuff like that, that's what this probably is. They're manipulating the sound, modulating the sound. Kind of sets up the strange mood. I hear kind of a wind sound effect in the background there. Okay. Yeah. Epic sounding. Yeah. A holy diver. Like the vocal coming out. Cool name. Pretty lo-fi, as I was expecting. Self-financed, released from 1984. chugging kind of reminds me of like Heaven and Hell or Holy Diver, that kind of vibe. Now the main riff will probably come back in. Looking for the lights, that's the name of this one. Those are some synths that I hear in there too, which is pretty cool. Again, the mix is pretty lo-fi. I could picture this if it was produced a little bit better, more money put into it, probably sound a lot bigger, but it still sounds cool. It's got sort of a vibe to it, atmosphere to it. I really like this one. Holy dive. And path gets brighter than suddenly it ends. That's cool. I'm looking for the light. Yeah. Cool guitar solo, melodic, and gives me that sort of Dio vibe. Unfortunately, the drums the kick drum isn't bad, but the snare and the cymbals are barely there. That's a synthesizer back there. It's too bad that isn't louder in the mix. You hear that? That's pretty cool. I can picture like a choir there, you know, maybe some background vocals. But I can't tell if that's a keyboard or if that's somebody singing that. That's pretty cool. It's too bad it wasn't higher in the mix. Let's fade out. Yeah, that was a really cool opener. The little intro there at the beginning. You know, I don't know. It's, you know, maybe that a little dated sounding with those keyboard sounds for the very intro, but when the main riff kicks in, that was a great main riff, man. Very, again, Dio, Holy Diver, Heaven and Hell. Yeah. Okay, this is called Night Stalker. Some more keyboards. Okay, there is a keyboard player in the band, so there's definitely keyboards. Priest Sinner vibe. Yeah. It's like a Richie Blackmore, Death Alley Driver. Classical influence there, like a minor scale from there.
He sets his sights upon you, fire in his eyes. A psychopathic killer loves to hear you cry.
Psychopathic killer loves to hear you cry. That's really cool, that little part right here. There's a little bit of neoclassical feel.
He's the Night Stalker. He's gonna kill you. He's the Night Stalker. Now what you gonna do?
Judas Priest. 70s Judas Priest vibe.
He grabs you by the throat, shines his blade upon you. You wear his bloody coat.
Too bad, man, the drums are so far back in the mix. The guitars don't sound bad. This is pretty cool right here.
As you walk the streets at night, the darkness closing in, shadows follow close behind. You know what is here.
Well, the singer's got good range. Unfortunately, the mix isn't really helping this song. You know, it's losing a lot of its. You can imagine this with a really good production. It'd be really punchy and powerful, but it's sort of a little washed out. These keyboards are washing it out. And this solo is maybe not as good as the last song, but this is a good riff though. That's cool right there. I really like this part. It reminds me of, again, Death Alley Driver. Something Richie Blackmore would do.
He's the Night Stalker. He's gonna kill you. He's the Night Stalker. Now what you gonna do?
Okay, it was pretty cool. Again, the mix is not doing it any favors, unfortunately. More 80s keyboard sounds here for, I guess this is called Valhalla. Kind of an epic church organ vibe. Someone suggested when you're watching these videos to maybe just put headphones on and Bluetooth it because it's not that interesting standing here staring at me. I agree. Yeah, that's a cool riff. It's like an odd meter thing. Yeah, this is cool. The way it changes feel. Here it is, like that triplet rhythm, and then Far beyond the sun, twisted in a rainbow. Yeah, that's cool the way it changed feel there. Now we're back to this sort of tight riff thing. The way the singer here goes up in his range here makes this jump out a lot more. That's a really nice change in the verse to the chorus. The way he's up wailing high in his range here. It sounds great. A new life has begun. The root will be lost forever, maybe. Alright, this is kind of cool. Gives it a kind of an epic feel here to drop back down to the keyboards. It's classical, again, I guess slight neo-classical vibe to some of this. It's such a shame that this guy's snare drum sounds so bad. It's just completely lost in the mix. Snare drum sounds like a tom. Sounds like they're hitting pillows. The drums are so boxy and dull sounding. That's a shame. Nice solo, and you can hear the bass going underneath here. We haven't been able to hear much bass so far in this recording. Minor scale, descending minor scale. That's cool right there. That those hits at the end. Yeah. Speeding up a little bit here. I'm assuming that's on purpose. That's cool. He held out that note and it had some kind of weird effect on his voice. That was really cool. Yeah. You know, if you're going to have a song that's named your band name, that better be a good song. That's gotta be one of your best songs. And so far, that might be the best song on the album. That was great. That was epic. I love the changes there. All right, changing up the mood a little bit. Maybe. Ship of Dreams. Ship of Dreams. Ooh, I like this. I like the keyboards and the acoustic guitar.
Ship of dreams sail away. Take my mind back
It's something like Michael Schenker might do when Schenker plays acoustic guitar.
was on the shores, and we journeyed through the doors. Time and space stand still when we're together. Close your eyes and make it last forever.
Kind of trippy. Eternity is ours, far beyond the stars. So sail on, ship of dreams. Caravan vibe. If this was produced the right way, you could have pictured it sounding a lot more spacious. Unfortunately, it's real. The lo-fi quality is kind of cool. I loved picked clean acoustic guitars. To me, that just always, you hear me talk about it on the channel. Bells, the acoustic, classical kind of sounding guitars, I always think is super cool. And it's going to break into a heavy part here at any moment. Feels like it. Eternity is ours, far beyond the stars. So sail on, ship of dreams. It's cool lyrics. Keyboards maybe a little bit, make it a little bit awkward. Okay, here we go. It's got to break into heaviness right here, right? Okay. Those keyboards sound pretty cool. Kind of creepy, far away in the distance. Almost doomy. Wow, that's a different change. Very major key, very melodic. That surprised me. That was different. Very uplifting. Wow, something the galaxy, the dreams just begun. This is a nice part right here. A really nice solo. Very Schenker-like, like I mentioned earlier. Get a picture if they played this live, they've stretched this out in the guitar solo. This would be the chance for the guitar solo to show off and do his thing. Yeah, back to that intro
thing. Ship of dreams, sail with me. Take me where I will be free. Sail until the sun is gone. As we travel further on.
That's cool. The bass is like now doubling the guitar. I don't think it did that earlier. Seems a little different here. Nice little touch. Arrangement touch. Yeah, that was really cool. A nice change of pace. And when we did last week's and I did At War, I mentioned I wish that they had varied it up a little bit. You know, it was all kind of like the same tempo and everything. I like it when bands change things up a little. All right, we're sort of sticking now still with this classical In Her Eyes. Uh-oh, this is the last song on the side. This scares me though with the song title. This might be. All right.
Sacred and holy, weird and obeyed. Maybe a spirit.
This sounds like the sound quality has really dropped too. I wonder if like those first 3 or 4 songs were from their EP, and now we're listening to something that was maybe on the demo. There's a ton of, if you can hear, it's called sibilance, where the singer sings like, you get that sound. Alright, this is cool. I was afraid it was going to stay too long in that original feel. Almost like a Scorpions, Uli Roth Scorpions. I'm willing to bet their influences are like Ozzy, Schenker, Blackmore, Uli Roth, all stuff that I love. Pretty cool, the bass is moving around here too. I didn't notice the bass in like the first one or two songs, but now the last few songs, the bass has really stood out more. It's all right. This is cool right here. I really love In Trance. It reminds me of In Trance by the Scorpions. That little part right before the chorus, I'm not sure about that though. I was afraid they were going to go into like a LA metal type of chorus. But this is pretty cool. Burn my body. They hold me like iron. I try to break free. Not sure about this section right here, but I guess it's alright. Let's see where this goes. Okay, cool. Keyboards are way too loud though. It's like, and their mix is very mono. It's like there's no separation. Everything's just right in the middle. Which if they had separated it like a guitar in each channel, keyboards in the middle, maybe might have had more punch to it. And unfortunately, the whole mix of the whole thing lacks a lot of punch. And there's a ton of sibilants too on the lead vocal. Don't be a fool, too many have tried. Don't look in her eyes. Okay, pretty cool lyrics, I guess. I like the way that guitar solo started. It's pretty cool. Some chops here. Yeah, that was cool right there. Yeah, that was a cool solo. Yeah. Dive bar. Classic minor key progression. A keyboard solo. We haven't had any keyboard solos, I don't think. Besides that, the intro stuff. Old school Moog kind of soloing type stuff. It's pretty cool. Maybe they should have had him solo more too. Would have given him like a rainbow vibe, the guitar and the keyboards. I knew he was going to go for that high note there. Don't look in here. When I heard that pause, I was like, he's going to go up high on that last one. All right. There you go. Valhalla. You can find this on the streaming services, so you can check it out. Check it out there, too, if you're on streaming, and I'm sure it's on YouTube, too. So, you got to take these things for what they are. They're lo-fi. But I kind of look at them, they're like artifacts. They're dusty and everything. Somebody dug them up from the ground. So if you take it for what it is, it's kind of cool. Sometimes I like these things that are really lo-fi. I could definitely hear if this band had money and a production, this could sound a million times better, as it sounds right now. It's very sort of lo-fi, almost like AM radio. You're listening to, who knows what the source was. This could have been taken from like a cassette or something. That's kind of the vibe that I get from it, that this was probably, they found a cassette of what they had originally released, and they took it from that because again, it doesn't really have a lot of fidelity or anything to it. But again, this is the way a lot of these things are. These bands that never released anything and are only self-released things. These labels find these and they put them out, and I'm glad that they do because again, for me, they're sort of like historical artifacts, and it's cool that this band probably never really did much. It didn't get a lot of recognition, but now they're able to have their music put out in a whole new generation of metalheads that can listen to it and like it. So, and I like this kind of stuff. I like these discovering things like this. Different has a very classic metal vibe. All the stuff that I like, I hear Priest, Uli Roth, Scorpions, a little bit of Rainbow, Dio era Sabbath. So that's right up my alley. So, okay, there you go, Valhalla. Let me know what you guys think of Valhalla in the comments down below. If you have any suggestions for, they got to be like obscure bands so I don't get a copyright strike on them. Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, we'll see you. We'll see you here again at the Lair, and we'll see you at our next Monday, Underground Metal Monday nod to the old school. All right, until we see you again, stay heavy, stay metal.